Well, obviously, when you're playing Kilkenny, you know that they've always had ball winning half forwards, which other teams haven't had. They've been blessed with those over the years. Henry mightn't be quite the Henry of old, you know, against Wexford though, but he'll nail every single free, and like he'll also have had 3 weeks now of more training behind him, you know. So Henry's Henry, and you know, he'll battle for everything. I think Martin Comerford is a natural loss to any team for that sort of ability he had there, but you only have to look like Richie Power the last day was tremendous, and there seems to be a sort of a new access now with the Michael Rice, Richie Power, and you know, Michael Fennelly has been absolutely a powerhouse for the last couple of years for them, and I think they would have felt his loss earlier in the year, especially in the league final. He's a very physical, driving player, and that's a crucial area. We'll have to, you know, break even there and be winning ball and try and get the quality ball up into our full forward line that we, you know, Ryan Dwyer is going to be a loss to us. He's a good ball winner and he's a good man to contest in the air, so we've got to come up with a system there where, you know, but we have good lads around the middle that can compete very well for the ball, and we'll be hoping you've got to win enough possession to try and create chances. That's what you have to do, and if you haven't the ball against Kilkenny, you have no chance. So we're going to have to try and do well on the puck out count and that kind of thing, you know. That's vital.
You do your best as a player to kind of avoid the talk of 5 in a row and everything else, but you know, like going by training, like the huge crowds that were turning up and everything else, and you know, sometimes it does seep in. You try not to let it, but there was a lot of pressure going into the final. And you know, on the day, obviously Tipperary were outstanding and worthy winners, and you know, a few things probably didn't go our way, but that happens in finals and happens in matches all the time. You know, so I think it's been kind of, the slate's been wiped clean now at the start of the year. Lads have gone back, and it's kind of starting from scratch again. And I think, you know, Brian would have adopted that approach as well. And I think he would have had a blank sheet, and we'll see who's going to be on the team, and let's just get back to basics and see what happens. You know, so I think, look at it. Looking forward to the game this weekend. It should be an intriguing one, you know, especially after a league final and the way Dublin are hurling, and you know what they've brought to the game. And it's a huge challenge for Kilkenny, and I think it's one that, you know, the players will relish.
At this stage, it looks like Joy Boland will play, you know, and now Joy has been out a long time. I suppose very similar to Tommy Walsh for Kilkenny, maybe. You know, he wasn't quite ready for the Galway game, and you couldn't chance him in it no more than Kilkenny couldn't chance Tommy against Wexford. And I suppose they're both in the same boat, coming back from similar injuries, and both have missed a lot of work. So it's a big ask for any player to come back in. But you know, Tommy's obviously proven himself to be one of the greatest wing backs, you know, we've seen in modern times, and we think Joey is well on the way to being considered a great half-back as well, and we're thrilled to have him back now. Obviously Tomas is gone, his season is over, along with Stephen Heine. David Tracy tore his hamstring after coming on, and Ryan is suspended, so there'll be at least one more change to the starting 15 anyway. So, but there's a good few lads pushing, you know, all the subs did fairly well, like Dara Plunkett saw a lot of game time during the league, Simon Lambert saw a lot of game time, and you know, you have a few older reliables there as well, like Liam Ryan, Shane Ryan, you know, could certainly do a job for you. So look, we have a team in our head, but we won't be releasing the team until Friday night.
Like, as I say, goals win games, and if you can add a goal or two at very, you know, whatever time of the game, it's obviously going to be a huge help and a boost to a team. And I suppose we're lucky enough that you do have the likes of Eddie, Richie Hogan, all these lads, Henry, that if they do get a chance, 9 times out of 10 they're going to score, you know. And you know, in saying that, like Dublin, they probably the system, you know, maybe the game they played the last couple of games haven't, you know, they've taken their points, and they kind of tend to drag players all over the place, you know. And but there's still a team that I feel could still open up, and because they have a lot of pace in their team, and you know, they've forwards there. I think if they do get a chance, they'll bury it. I take your point that they haven't scored too many goals in the last few games, but you know, they can. Hopefully Sunday they won't start, but you know, they probably would need to maybe get a goal or two to be, maybe if Kilkenny get a goal or two, then I think they'll need to kind of match them.
Well, I don't really try and focus on the outcome at all this year, you know. That's really been our way, is like to try and ignore the scoreboard in lots of ways. Now you have to keep an eye on it as well, obviously, because you know, there's no point in doing something mad if there's only 2 points in the game or something like that. You have to have it in the back of your head, but we've very much tried to keep it to the back of our head and to try and focus on getting the best out of ourselves. I know you're hearing this from everything from a cricket team to a boxer at the minute, but it is the way forward, really, and performance is everything. You've no chance of being at the right end of the scoreboard unless you do the basics right, and we're trying to break it down and work that way. So I'm confident we're going to give a very good account of ourselves. I don't know if that's going to be good enough to win the match or not. If we win it, that's a bonus.
I'm going to go with Kilkenny, just because I'm probably a little bit biased, and I do maybe I feel that the lads are kind of up for this game. I think I expect it to be a tight game, and like you said, I think it maybe a goal or two might be the difference between the two of them at the end, and I'm just hoping that Henry or one of the lads scores a couple of those goals. So I just think Kilkenny might share it.